Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
What's up, MME? I hope you're having a good streaming day, better than I am. I should be watching The Boys. I should be watching Raised by Wolves, something like that, or I should have spent my money on a video game. That would have been a lot better. Let me know you're here. Smash the hell out of the like button. Comment in the chat to let me know what's going on. I know my pal Poindexter, Maximum Ultimate Enosh is just finishing up. I should pick a different background. It's not as... No, I'm still okay. I mean, I'm not going to let it ruin my weekend. Okay, Brian, Master of Streams, is going to be on later. Michael S. is here. What's up? Master of none? Okay. Christopher... Disney Plus starts off streaming wars terribly. Yes, this was not a premiere product. This was a shoveled product to experiment with something that wasn't going to get good. Listen, if Disney released this in theaters after the Rona pandemic, and then it was bad, it would not be a good start to Disney coming back to theaters. That is why it premiered on Disney Plus. This was not going to do good in the theaters. Let me see. Cerner Lot was getting ready to turn on The Boys. Watched one episode. Yes. You mean of the new season, or did you watch season 1 yet? Yeah, you did. Very beginning. At the very beginning of the film, there's this. I'll go into slight spoilers. There's a scene with little Mulan, and she's doing wire fu. You know wire fu from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and Flying Daggers, House of Flying Daggers, and all that. And I'm like, and me and my wife looked at each other like, what? They're doing this? Part of the character of, at least to me, I don't know. I have to go back and watch other versions of Mulan. But part of the character to me is that she is not like... They made her like a superhero in this movie. They made her like a superhero, like with Chi and Wire Fu. Yes, there's Chinese films that's done well. All the other films that they do that, it's done much, much better in those films. And part of Mulan's story is like she goes to save her father and to keep the honor of the family, but also it's a big obstacle and a mountain to climb to become a warrior. Like, not that a woman can't, but it's not this. She's just a superhero. It's just like another Marvel superhero movie, but it doesn't fit Mulan. And then they take everything that's cool out of it. The comedy, the other characters, and then the music, the score. The score is horrible. They like hint at, like, not only do they not do the musical part, like sing along with it, they hint at the old music themes, and it's so low and so muted that it's pathetic. And you just think of the great score of the original. All right, let me see here. I know I should have listened to you. Well, we'll see. This was not a good start. I don't think it's gonna make a lot of money once the word gets out. Michael S., I just started watching a Western show called Hell on Wheels last week, and I love it. Oh, okay. I know about that show. I never watched it yet though. Cerner Lot new season. There was a great parallel to Operation Paperclip. Good stuff. All right. Cool. Korra. Yeah, Korra is much better. Mulan, it's just, it was, there's no subtlety to it. It's hollow. It doesn't do anything. All right, so I do have other topics to talk about. Do I take Oh, also, here, Chubby Teddy just got in the chat. Hey, Max, I think if Disney wants to do something cute, they need to make Joey, but if no. What the hell, Chubby Teddy? I don't want to. I don't think so. No. Okay. Very funny. Very funny. All right. I have some other topics to cover. But I don't take this lightly either, saying Mulan Sue, because I cannot stand the Mary Sue argument. Even more so than Ray, she just immediately, and her like love interest from the animated movie, she is so much better than him and everything. So much better than him and everything. The scenes with the battle scenes were unbelievable. Like it's not like it's going to be super realistic. The animated film wasn't super realistic, but it's just what she does. And then the witch character, like you can't have Mushu, but you're going to introduce a witch character and a phoenix. Every time the phoenix appeared, me and my wife rolled our eyes like, oh, come on. This is so lame. It's so lame. It didn't work. It did not work. All right. Hasn't Mulan always been a Mary Sue type character? She's not to this extent. I don't remember her. I have to rewatch it. I honestly have to rewatch it. I gotta change my background. Bill and 3 Ted was great. Have you seen? Not yet. I should have watched that. Make Hollywood great again. You always. I don't want to talk about voting in politics. Okay. Thanks, Michael. Should we make Hollywood great again, though? Yes, respect. Okay. Yeah. All right. Should I change my background? Let me see here. On the streets, in my mansion, with Dumbcock. Remember this? I'm not changing back to that. In space. Here's my room. What's the best? I think I'll stick with this one for now. All right. All right. All the other surgeons. Yeah, they pretty much were. They were. Oh, look at my. Look at my gold N64 that's modded. All right, let's cover some more topics. Okay, so the movie, I was very disappointed. Let me see. Batman. Let's talk about Batman. I'm bringing this up. Oh, actually, I wanted to watch a Grace video. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't watch Grace. I'll wait till Brian gets here to see. I'll get to Brian. Let's talk about Batman. Yeah, Batvid 19. Apparently, are they? But the good news is they are resuming filming, but it's without Batman. Batman is filming without Pattinson. How's that going to go? How long can they do that? Okay, so Variety reports that Matt Reeves' upcoming Batman reboot will resume shooting, despite its star Robert Pattinson playing the. I can't say that word, especially tonight. Testing positive for COVID-19 and resting for the 14-day incubation period. The production will reportedly focus on non-Batman Bruce Wayne scenes and use a stand-in if absolutely necessary. Though there are conflicting reports on this, what is clear is that the construction has commenced on sets in the UK, and the studio has faith in the safety measures despite the star's condition. He didn't go out to exercise, but he got that somehow. Hey, I'm you know what? I don't want to get into politics, but if they do come up with a vaccine and it helps entertainment productions get going, and it helps brings businesses back. I know that's going to be controversial too. When there is one, who's going to want to take it? But if it gets the economy going and entertainment back on business, would you be up for it? Would you be like, oh, the crew should take it? We're getting close to where they say I think they said in November. They want it before elections. They want it before the elections. Oh my goodness. I'm glad they could still film something on the Batman. I am really looking forward to that film. But it's disappointing to hear these productions get back and then someone gets it. Doesn't The Rock have it too? I think The Rock said his whole family got it. Michael, you're in the stocks too? Okay. You got any tips? No, Max, talk Batman instead. Okay. Well, I'm happy they're back on track. I don't know how long are they going to keep him in quarantine? I don't know. Who else has got it? Is it the crew or is it another actor or actress? Okay, so that's all I had for Batman. I that's all I heard about it, really. That's all I heard about. I do have another story up here. Yeah, thanks, Phobic. I could have bought a video game or something. Yeah, we were instantly bummed. We were looking forward to it. And to tell you the truth, I said to my wife, I'm like, we could wait till December. And she's like, no, I want to see it now. I'm excited. 30 minutes in, I looked at her. I could tell she wasn't enjoying it. And then I couldn't, you know how she doesn't like it when I complain about movies? She was complaining about the movie. I was like, oh, you can complain about it. I can't complain about it. I have to go to YouTube to complain. Because she's like, I'll ruin a movie for her. No, she did not like this movie. She says, I'm so disappointed. Unbelievable. I'm going to have to do a separate topic that people are done with the Disney remakes. Disney's in trouble. They don't have these things. If The Little Mermaid flounders too, they're going to be in serious trouble with all these live action remakes. When's the last animated film they've done, original animated film, or one that's not a sequel? They're getting tired of the Pixar sequels too. The new Pixar movies aren't doing as good. What was that last one? Onward? Well, that was at the start of this chaos. Oh, you would? Okay. Hey, Master of Madness, you're stream hopping.
What's happening? Yeah, I had to get out of that one. It's going a little long, you know.
Yeah. My thoughts on my wife was disappointed. We were looking forward to that for months. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah, I saw your review. I'm gonna thank you for giving me the heads up on that one.
Nah, I don't want to watch it again. Like I thought it would have a rental window of like you can only watch it for 24 hours. You're like, no, you can watch this again. And I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the ultimate test, isn't it?
Yeah.
You want to watch? I barely wanted to finish it the first time.
Yeah.
Now the actress, the most controversial part of it, she was fine. And to me too, part of the character of Mulan, at least what I know from the animated movie, is that she's not like super powered right away. She's, she can do the moves and the training and stuff, but she's not like OP or. I hate when everyone was like this about Rey, but she is more Mulan Sue than Rey is Mary Sue.
I love that.
Yeah, so she's definitely she just becomes a superhero. And then I watched someone said, "Oh, you should watch Grace's review." I didn't watch reviews ahead of time just so I got my own opinion, so I don't get biased. Grace loved it. She's like, it's like a superhero movie. I'm like, it is like a super, but that's not Mulan.
It's not supposed to be a superhero movie.
And then my wife was like, oh, they're not going to have Mushu, but they could have a phoenix and a damn witch. Like if you were going to go realistic and say, oh, we can't have it because of this reason, that's thrown out the window when you got a new character that's a witch and a phoenix. Then you could have just had a dragon.
Yeah.
And the phoenix was so lame. It didn't work. It didn't work. This was you know how like they say shovelware for video games. This is shovelware onto the streaming service. They could not put this in theaters.
Well, yeah, because it would have bombed hard, I imagine.
Well, because they can't deal with that bad press. Disney finally is back to the theater. That's why they did this.
Yeah.
Because Tenet is going to kill it. And putting this up against Tenet,
Yeah.
oh, it would have bombed hard. It would have been bad press. They probably made more doing this than because people were trying it. Oh, I'm going to try Disney Premiere. Nope. We thought we were getting a prime experience, and it was shovelware.
Well, and then you tell them it doesn't work on like half of the systems because they're trying to prevent piracy and stuff like that. I mean,
yeah. I'm like, why can't I paid
hell
for
no.
this? You can't buy it directly because I have a nice TV. I have a web TV. I bought, I'm like, I paid for it. Why can't I watch it?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, are you telling me I can only watch this on my phone? And then because I paid for it online, and then we're looking at each other. I'm like, I think you could only watch this on the phone, or they were advertising Roku because Roku has more restrictions or something. So you can't like copy it. And then the sound was bad. Like it wasn't bad, but it was so low. I had my surround sound speakers and you couldn't hear it. And my wife's like, turn the surround sound off. I'm like, that's what I wanted. I wanted to, as close to theater as I could get at home. It's
disappointing because I was hoping they would do, if this was successful, I mean, it would lead into other movies, maybe like Black Widow or something like that. I mean, but
yeah, Phobic. Yeah, I should have just. We should have watched The Boys. We should have watched Raised by Wolves, which we will watch. And I am picking up Phobic, and I'm gonna add everyone to my friends list. Phobic. Yeah, I'll play Marvel's Avengers with you because I'm getting it in the morning. I'm getting it for for me too, but my wife, I think because I've been watching a lot of reviews in the storyline, I think she'll really like it.
Yeah.
And I'm not telling her what it is. She doesn't like spoilers. But it has one of those, it's got a woke character, Kamala Khan, but people are liking it.
Yeah.
Like the storyline with her.
Miss Marvel's not too bad, right? I mean, other than the fact that, shoehorned otherwise, but I mean, what the hell? Find one that's not these days.
Hans bad. Sorry, Hans. Hans' bad feeling popped in throwing heat. I'm going to talk about the title. How is she a Mary Sue? Because she's supposed to be a badass. It's about how a woman is able to fight like men do. Yes, she fights 10 times better than men do in this film. It's not like part of the reason it was so epic when Mulan did that like avalanche thing in the animated film is like overcoming obstacles. How do you stop these people? Like the villain was pretty scary in animated form. Jason Lee's a joke. He's over the top and silly. And then I don't get the witch. And I just did that to make fun of everyone that that always talks about Rey. I think she was the best part of it, though. People boycotted the movie because of her political statements of China. No, she fit the character, and she looked cool in those scenes, like they show in the poster with her hair flowing and stuff. But I never was expecting a realistic take, but it just once she could do everything, it wasn't. Oh my! Look who's here.
What?
The Angus is here.
No way.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
What the hell are you doing here? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, it's actually really late for me. I happened to just wake up on accident. I slept early after work, and I'm like, okay, I'm up a bit. Let me do a comic review and hang out with Max for a few minutes at least. I miss him.
Talking about, I miss you too, brother. Talk about Mulan Sue. I don't like, I don't take that lightly. I don't say it lightly. It was a big disappointment. Me and my wife are looking forward to it. I was like, do you want to wait till December? She's like, no, I want to see it now. And it was just a mess of a movie. It wasn't a premiere experience. It was shovelware because this would have bombed in the theater.
Really? Okay, so I'm not a big, no. I'm not a big, I want to see it. This is where I'm at. I want to see it because watching the trailer, they don't have Mushu. They're doing like a phoenix, which is weird. why get rid of the dragon for a phoenix, but whatever. With all this feminist stuff, like the girl power fake push for like something like Captain Marvel, which is just, if it's feminist, it's a bland ass attempt. It's not even like irritating, or arguable. Really, it's just like, this is flat. Like, I don't even feel offended, what you're trying to do. But this one, it felt like legit, just kind of like the movie Fine With My Family, where I don't really argue this point of like strong female characters for my daughter or my son or whatever, but I saw the trailer and for one, it felt like not made for kids. It felt like it's made for our generation that grew up with Mulan. Like, they're like, let's do an adult version.
I don't think kids are going to be into this. Yeah.
No, it doesn't look interesting for kids, but it does look uplifting on that kind of, when they say strong female stuff, and I don't care about that, but this does feel like a movie that could work in that level without being
you're welcome to,
audience.
Hans. You're welcome to. It's been like 5-6 months since he's been on. He comes on now. Oh, yeah, everyone's welcome here. Well, most people. No, but it's there's just no stakes to it. She just is immediately good at everything. Even if she's a little girl, she's doing wire fu, and me and my wife looked at each other like, what? Because not that there's anything wrong with those type of films, but they're done so much better. There's so many better wire fu films, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, House of Flying Daggers. It was a big disappointment. So
do you think Corona is a good cover-up for this fiasco?
Oh, they couldn't release this in the theater. People would have hated it. And then Disney finally comes back to the box office and they have a bomb next to Tenet. That's why they kept playing chicken with Tenet. This against Tenet at the box office, it would have been embarrassing for them. I honestly think that they couldn't release this in the theater right now.
Man, that's disappointing, because I was looking forward to this, especially like my whole big problem with the live action Disney is like, they're just, besides tweaking something here or there, or like with Beauty and the Beast adding like this kind of little trans flavor and the gay flavor like LeFou and stuff, they're not really changing anything. They're not doing anything new. It's just
everything
covering up the originals. And this one, it looked like, wow, you can really expand with real Chinese kind of history and stuff. So it's disappointing to hear. The other thing I was going to say about that kind of, this looks inspiring, whatever, that one of the trailers where it shows like her father trying to get a sword and be conscripted for this new fight, and he's like,
I like that scene.
Got a bad leg, and it's like that's the drive of her daughter to protect her, gimpy dad. It's like, that's I love my kids. Anything that conveys that sentiment of love of family, your children, and the parents, like that gets me, and that scene got me. So I'm just like, damn, wasn't going to pay the money to see this. I already paid for Disney Plus, but man, I'm glad you're saving me 2 hours, I guess, of my life.
Well, I mean, maybe you will like it. I can't see it. I don't want to watch it again. I don't like it. And we liked me and my wife. We liked all the live action remakes so far. Some better than others, but nothing like offensively bad except for this. The music. I understand where they're not going to start breaking out in the song, but even the score of the original Mulan is so muted and little there that it's so disappointing, and it's so faint that you keep thinking, oh, I'd rather listen to the soundtrack of Mulan. It just does. There's nothing really impressive to replace it either. They just took it out. There's nothing like an amazing score there. I mean, I'll have to really listen to it, but I don't want it to. I don't know. It's got to the. It's like it's not worth $30. No. I don't know. Well, we have other topics to talk about. Batvid 19. Pattinson has got it, and they're filming without Batman. I know Brian you like the trailer too. What did you think of the? It's been so long, Angus. I don't know how you feel about Pattinson or the Snyder Cut and all that.
Oh, well, I've always been on board with the Snyder Cut. Anything to serve fans, give them, or if there was a Johnson cut of The Last Jedi, I would support that, even if it was just extra crap that we hate that made us hate Last Jedi, because like I'm all about artistic vision. I hate corporate interference, and that's exactly what the Snyder Cut was hindered with. Yeah, I've always been for it. I'm not like a channel. I'm going to be like, yeah, Snyder Cut DC all day, because what's that? It's not Marvel. It doesn't have that magic of Marvel. I'm a Marvel guy, but Batman's awesome, and I like what they do with Superman, making him like scary for the world. Because honestly, the premise of Superman is scary as hell, if you think about it. And I like that take with Snyder. Pattinson, I never jumped on that whole like he doesn't work out, because it could have just been a prank, or just a whatever. But wow, I was blown away by that trailer. It just looks amazing, especially whole beating the crap out guy. He's like, "I'm vengeance." It's like, yes, Batman. I love Frank Miller era Batman, and this feels like that.
Well, the Rona's taking vengeance on him now. Oh man, you gotta.
I'm like a virus.
Yeah.
So when Batman comes back, does he have to wear the mask and the cowl?
Yeah. Like I don't know how long does they have to keep. They're filming stuff without him. How long do they have to keep him away from the rest of the crew?
2 weeks, right? I thought is it 2 weeks that they make sure and all that. Shit?
Once
that's what it was in New Zealand.
Once it's out of your system, 2 weeks. I think you have to if I don't know, maybe he just
you gotta wait 2 weeks and then you get a doctor checkup. But these are actors, so they probably got, especially I assume he is working out more than the average guy to be Batman while he's filming and stuff. So he's probably got an accelerated immune system right now too.
Yeah. Well, Brian tried to tell me too. Mulan was bad. It was shovelware. It was not a premium experience.
It was boring.
Did you see it?
I saw half of it.
Yeah.
I watched it with my daughter, and we're going to watch the second half tomorrow. We're going to finish it. But the first half that we saw was just total garbage. It was just boring. It was beautiful. The cinematography was great. The locations, everything looked nice. The attire that they were wearing, the set design, all that. But it just started off goofball. She was on top of the building and she accidentally slipped off and went all the down and fell and like caught herself at the end. And I was like, okay, I know what kind of movie this is going to be. It sucks.
Yeah.
So
even
if it was a guy, even if it was a little boy that was up on the roof, and if he had fallen like that and then done the acrobatic crap, I'd have been like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah. Well, yeah, with the kid, with the little Mulan doing things and running on rooftops and stuff. I'm like, oh god.
It's like Batman. He's running on rooftops.
It's not gonna be as good as the other wire food movies like Crouching Tiger and
They should never have gone. You do have the antagonist or whatever, running up the side of the castle or the wall or whatever the hell.
Villains sucked too.
Huh?
Villains, they sucked.
Yeah, the lady, the hawk lady or whatever, the witch, she was just kind of like, I didn't care.
All right, I got to stop talking about it because I got to move on to better things. There's so much better things to watch this weekend. The Boys, Raised by
we're gonna binge that Sunday. I think we're gonna binge that on Sunday, and we're gonna have some fun with that one. Did you watch Bill and Ted?
No, not yet.
Okay, I liked it. It wasn't like phenomenal or anything like that. It was a Bill and Ted movie. There were some things I took issue with. I didn't like the girls. I thought the girls, their performance was subpar. There was a Terminator character. I thought his character was subpar. You could tell that the movie was kind of cheap, but Bill and Ted's interaction with Bill and Ted is fantastic.
I'd like to see it. I should have rented that instead.
You should have. You would have had a great time.
My wife was really looking forward to it. She's like, I'm so disappointed. I'm leaving. She's like, I'm done. Bye. she just left after she like that. She shook her head.
See, again, I forgot. I don't know if it was you or somebody else. It was like, yeah, they're going to make a whole lot of money off of
Yeah, I
Mulan
said
because
that. I was wrong.
because
was wrong.
of little girls and all that. It's just going to pacify them
It
like
only had to
trolls or
be
whatever. And
average.
it's
It
not.
really only had to be average to make a lot of money.
Yeah,
And
it just had to be entertaining, and it wasn't.
Right. I don't see little kids wanting to like this at all. Like, why would you focus on the action in a Disney movie where you can't show intense action?
Yeah.
You have to always cut away or only go to a certain point.
They did sort of, they kind of started, they kind of teased you with those songs, the Disney songs, but then they didn't do anything with them. There was no real cricket. The cricket guy was stupid. There was no Mushu. But there was a Phoenix.
Yeah, that
what?
was I would
Dumbledore was
not
there.
even be in the Phoenix there.
I mean, no.
She's like kicking arrows and stuff. I'm like, oh come on. I called that arrow.
Yes.
I called. Don't. I'm not saying where it is the film, but I'm like, she's gonna kick the arrow. She kicks the arrow.
Yep.
Oh come on.
What about the guy catching the arrow on the horse? He was like, oh ha, ha, I got your arrow.
I mean, that's done in those types of films, but it just didn't.
You
feel
could just
right
see it coming. You knew it was like, I hope he misses.
There's a couple of things that's going to hurt this movie. One, okay, so you know the lead actress, I can't think of her name right now.
Yeah.
Mulan.
Boycott.
Yeah,
Back to
So
boycott.
like months ago, I thought she was pro Hong Kong, which is like, we want democracy. Quit trying to take us over, China. And turns out she's pro Hong Kong police beating the crap out of protesters, which like Mulan is an American production. And you got, however you feel about BLM and this Antifa stuff, these riots, this is an argument going on right now. And so it's like, with this woman supporting cops beating the crap out of people, that's not going to go over well either, especially with this pandemic and people not having work, trying to find jobs, wondering if they're going to pay their rent, charging $30. This is a fiasco for Disney.
Well, that had to factor into the release idea too. Like, this movie's not that great. It's gonna, if it goes against Tenet, it's gonna be embarrassing.
Yeah.
They couldn't do it because they were playing chicken with Tenet, moving the release date, and they're like,
And then also another bad move for them was like, hey, pay $30 now or free in December. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was
okay.
weird
I won't watch it.
too. That, like,
Dude,
why would they say that right away before they release?
Netflix did that with Annihilation, where it's like, we released it on Netflix everywhere but America. And it's like, why? This is a cool sci-fi movie from the Ex Machina guy.
Yeah, Hans is right. If the movie was good, it's good, right? But if it's average or below average, then that's gonna hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I've only seen half of the movie.
I don't see this
only because we got
word of
bored.
mouth. Like I'm gonna go all geeks and lamers now, even though I don't complain about them that much anymore. I'm gonna start covering Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, the score dropped a point. No, but seriously, it's 80% critic score, and well, let me bring it up anyway. Damn it!
Are they laughing
That just
at
means
it?
Tomatoes is
80%
just
liked
kind of
it.
like,
No,
kinda
for
what's that?
yeah, oh yeah, that's true.
Cosmics book.com
Cosmic Book News.
or something
Yeah.
some weird name, just like what?
All right, let me bring it up. And I'm disappointed in Grace. Grace liked this movie.
He had a watch party today.
I think
I didn't want to join it. I said
she might have just liked it because it was a female role lead. It wasn't good. She was just kind of like, well,
she compared it to. She said exactly the reason I don't like it. She's like, it's like a superhero. It's like Wonder Woman, but that's not Mulan.
No,
I don't
that's
think
not
it's to be
Mulan.
like a superhero.
Now, Grace is bad when it comes to women and like, oh, there is minority, so yippee. And it's like, why would you push subpar minority films? This makes
Mhm.
minorities look bad.
I don't know.
We have a standard, and try to get over that above the standard.
So I don't know how this got 80% from critics. I don't know. Like, I know, like, it's fresh. They only.
I think Magic Camp is pretty on point right there. The one and only Ivan, 68.
That was good.
Okay.
I liked that. We watched that the other day. That was with the subscription, and me and my wife enjoyed that and hated this. Actually, it was it's got talking animals, and it got us more emotional than this film. my wife shed a tear, and so did I during the one and only Ivan. But this were like felt nothing. Good evening, Prime. But this, I don't know if this is the audience naturally organic 53% or people that want to boycott it going on there, because they don't have to check the audience score.
I mean, to be honest with you, both scores, audience and critic on Rotten Tomatoes, who could give a flying fuck?
Well, I actually agreed with Rotten Tomatoes saying that they should see if you bought the movie ticket, but I'm like, do that for the critics too. You have to prove you paid for the movie.
No. Don't the critics get a media screening pass? I mean, I used to get media screenings all the time. And that's free.
Yeah, exactly. I think they should, because there's bias on both sides.
Yeah. It's like we're just gonna say it's good because whatever. But I mean, and that doesn't ruin people's credibility.
Yeah,
that's odd to me. I think to be honest with you, that it should just be fan based. I don't think we should have critics because critics suck.
Yeah, they do. Watch YouTube.
You watch YouTube. Watch us.
Critics are more like Ebert and Roper or something, where like there's a clear like standard that they've built.
Yeah,
But you get these people that just in
the age of social
online
media
articles. Yeah. But can I address Hans real quick? I'm not saying that movies should be deemed good or bad because of someone's politics off the screen, but in today's climate, like The Mandalorian could suffer because transphobes, because Rosario Dawson, they're trying to cancel her for
but she's
some
not though. This
issue.
is what people imposed onto her.
I don't even understand.
I don't know.
Reading...
I don't know for sure. I just know her. It comes from her family, her parent, her father, or something. But she's not phobic.
Phobic.
As far as I know, I mean, I understand what you're saying though, Angus. I get that though, but she's not though, is she? Have you heard anything?
There's some it's hard to make sense of. I saw one screenshot of like an article saying that like she helped like sit on, I guess, a trans person they were evicting or something, and like her mom was like hitting them or something. I don't know. This could be bigger than, but like because a person's trans, they're running with, they attract a trans person, and so identity politics.
All right. WTF happened to Tombstone? What happened to Tombstone? Did you guys know that the Tombstone movie had problems before it was like taken over in the middle of production? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, Russell?
This is on JoeBlow.com. Apparently, the production budget was downsized once Kevin Costner did Wyatt Earp. And once worst on
that wasn't in Tombstone.
No, I mean, I wouldn't. I don't think I'd complain. Yeah,
I gotta watch that movie again.
Hollywood has had its fair share of historical trouble productions, whether it's casting changes, actors' deaths, fired directors, and production rewrites, constant delays, budget cuts. I actually need to get this movie again.
It's a good flick.
Yes, but if this is a film that was fixed halfway through or taken over, it's a really good film. So this has happened in the past, but they did after Kevin Costner got Wyatt Earp going, and that Tombstone's a superior movie to Wyatt Earp. I can't really watch. I haven't watched Wyatt Earp again. I have to try to watch that when it's long.
Yeah, it's sad because Costner's great, especially Dance with the Wolves. But yeah, I'll only watch Tombstone. It's like looking at rep for Wyatt Earp movies. It's like, does Wyatt Earp, Kevin Costner even come up in conversation?
Yeah.
No.
Well, when they make movies, they always make something similar, and then Kevin Costner comes. Oh, Kevin Costner's making a movie. Let's it's going to go head to head with yours. And man, pick Tombstone over Wyatt Earp. Everyone would, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong after Waterworld.
I liked Waterworld.
Yeah, it was like Mad Max on the water.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
He's mad.
Yes, that's why I like it. That's actually one of the films that I think, how they always do reboots of stuff that has been done good. I actually think a reboot would do that one good. That would do that movie franchise justice, although no one's going to touch that.
Thailand is not a myth. I've seen it. Kevin Costner, Waterworld.
I bought it. I bought it.
Cable
I
Guy, by the way.
have to
I've
start
never
doing.
seen it. I need to. I've been told.
Oh, it's good. It's decent. It's decent. It's not. I'm not gonna
It was
say
so
it's
funny because
amazing.
he did Waterworld, and I think right after he did The Postman.
I have to watch
It
The
was like
Postman again. People,
post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, and then he went
people
away
say
for
The Postman's
years.
good.
I like The Postman better than I liked Waterworld.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I liked him as oh damn it, Papa
You're
Kent
talking
in,
about Man of Steel.
Yeah,
Yeah. I liked him in Man of Steel.
all right.
Yeah.
So we
It was
got
good.
we
Field of
got to talk
Dreams.
about Ray Fisher again.
What's that?
He's
What
been
about Ray
tweeting
Fisher?
again. He's been tweeting again. DC fandoms come. You know, this is always. It always comes out right before DC fandom. DC fandom. The other part is next week, right? Next
Mhm.
weekend. So he's talking again. He always talks right before. Now, here's what he says, so you can better understand how deep this goes. Now, I don't know. I haven't listened. I didn't catch the whole Enosh stream, so you guys probably talked about this. Is he talking about the past or currently that he had a call? After speaking out about Justice League, I received a phone call because he didn't really speak out about Justice League till recently.
Well, about his Justice League situation.
Okay,
The situation on Justice League. So this happened at some point in time during this summer.
Man, you're really against Ray Fisher phobic. There's a lot that are. I guess we'll get
He said,
Angus's fresh
"Fine,
perspective.
Ray Fisher," or frankly, Ray Fisher.
Frankly, okay.
I haven't followed it much, but it just whatever the issue is sounds very like, to put it nicely, it sounds very effeminate, and this makes him look very hostile with established people in Hollywood, regardless or not if they're guilty of whatever interference or whatever issue he's had. It doesn't. I don't see him getting a lot of jobs after this.
Well, we don't know the extent of it. If it doesn't lead anywhere, if it never
Yeah.
leads anywhere, and it gets shot down constantly, then it could be damaging to his.
Well,
his
one
future.
job that he's definitely going to have is he's definitely going to continue forward as Cyborg in Zach's art.
Yeah,
Zach's movies.
no.
Zach continues his movies. He's got a job. You know, and I can understand that other people, like other you know, entities like, you know, maybe Universal or, you know, Paramount or whoever, you know, might say, hey, you know, this guy is not this guy right here. We don't want any problems. You know, so we're not going to hire him or whatever. But Ray's come out and said himself, you know, like if I don't get another job, then I'm good. I don't care. That's not priority number one for him, because number one, he's got no wife, he's got no kids, he's got no responsibilities. So all he has to do is feed himself.
Well, yeah, that's true. Jason Alves says WB did respond to Ray Fisher in a rap article. I didn't hear that. Did you know that, Brian?
I did not.
I'll have to look that up.
Well, in conjunction with that GQ article by John Boyega, I think overall he'll be like he has a safety net just being black, and I'm saying this as a black guy, so don't be like, you're racist. Given the culture we're in right now, he'll get some work. You know, maybe his career will fizzle out later just from like lack of any following, aside from the Cyborg thing. If that doesn't pan out, if no one really keeps it going, but he's got a safety net for another year or two.
This is not good, guys.
But he's also a theater actor, so I mean he can very well, you know, ditch the film genre or, you know, medium and go back to stage acting. And I mean, I think he'd be perfectly fine there.
Well, actually, thanks, Jason, for bringing this up. It just came out 49 minutes ago, and it does not look good for Ray. I mean, this is one article, but it means that their WB is also, if it's the Wrap, that's a decently sized media outlet. And here, I'll bring up the article. Well, I'm a Ray Fisher fan, so this is disappointing. I mean, it's what they're saying, though. I don't know if it's true. It says Warner Brothers says Ray Fisher hasn't cooperated with Justice League misconduct investigation. What's that mean? Let's see. Let's read this. In a statement Friday night, Warner Brothers pushed back against claims made earlier in the day by Justice League actor Ray Fisher about these. Oh, okay. It's about his tweet earlier.
Yes.
Okay, about actor Ray Fisher about DC Films president Walter Hamada. The company also said the actor has so far refused to cooperate with the independent investigation into accusations of misconduct he made against several key figures involved with the film. And maybe we should keep going because this is interesting. In July, Fisher, who played Cyborg in the film based on DC Comics characters, publicly accused the film's creative director Joss Whedon of gross, abusive, unprofessional behavior on set. Fisher also said that Whedon's behavior was enabled by the then DC Entertainment President and Chief Creative Officer Jeff Johns, and by John Berg, former co-president of production at WB. Berg left the company in December 2017. It says as part of restructuring, John stepped down 7 months later.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get to more of where it says that he isn't cooperating, though. Warner Brothers ultimately launched an independent investigation mid-August, a move Fisher initially celebrated. But on Friday, he criticized the company on Twitter, saying, after speaking out about Justice League, I received a phone call from President. So they did not like this tweet earlier today, especially before the other part of fandom. They did not like this. President of DC Films, where he attempted to throw Joss Whedon and John Berg under the bus in hopes that I would relent on Jeff Johns. I will not. Those spokesperson Friday night, WB firmly denied Fisher's accusation. At no time did Hamada ever throw anyone under the bus. Now, maybe like it's a misunderstanding. He's talking about in the past and not Hamada. I don't know. As Mr. Fisher has falsely claimed or render any judgments about the Justice League production, in which Mr. Hamada has no involvement, since filming occurred before Mr. Hamada was elevated to his current position, the statement said. So maybe it's a misunderstanding. I don't know. What are your thing? I didn't read the chat at all. They did not like.
I think it's CYA by Hamada's publicist or PR rep.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's a misunderstanding that people were thinking Hamada and he's not talking about Hamada and he's talking about in the past, or what do you think's going on here, Ryan?
I think he's talking about Hamada. I definitely do. That's what I was saying earlier. He didn't name Hamada in the tweet, but looking on at DC Films, that is the president of DC Films, Walter Hamada. So I mean, that would, and DC Films is a recent entity that they separated or compartmentalized from
so he is
Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
So I believe he is definitely talking about Walter and saying, Walter, for whatever reason, maybe it's Walter, maybe it's Jim Lee, maybe it's a culmination of more execs that are on this, new crew or whatever, that they want to save Jeff Johns for some reason, whatever, reason that is. Maybe they, I mean, the same thing. It's like, I'm sorry, but if he is participated in whatever it was that Ray is accusing him of, then he should not have a safety net. He should not have a safety blanket. I'm not saying he should not have a job. I'm saying that, Jeff Johns should just be held accountable for whatever, misconduct that he did in the position that he had. He no longer has that position. He's at Mad Ghost now. They kicked him out, made him Mad Ghost or whatever. But it's perhaps that they wanted to hold on or have some agreements with his intellectual property, that they're trying to have some deal. They're trying to work deals and shit behind the counter, behind the curtains, whatever it is. And Ray's like, I don't care about what you're doing. That's not what I'm about. That's not what this is about. Quit trying to save this guy and throw these other two under the bus because they serve you no purpose.
I mean, this is timing too. It's right before he's going to have a small part
in the Flash.
Jeff Johns on next week's Fandom too. They want to
he might not.
Want to tie this up.
If Jeff Johns is not a part, if they kicked him out of yet another Fandom, then they're distancing themselves from him as well.
It sounds like this is like they were trying to come to a positive. Let's move past this. We've investigated, and maybe that's why he's not.
It might be that they're trying to sew this up before Fandom,
right? And he's
they don't want to get rid of Jeff Johns' influence in what they've already done, and that's why they split. That's another reason why they split it up into 2 dates instead of one,
right? They're trying to wrap. They're trying to wrap it up in a nice bow as they can. We've investigated. Jeff Johns is still involved, and Brave's like, no.
Yeah, because Jim did reference Jeff Johns in the last Fandom. Now, he didn't have a panel; he wasn't there, but he did make reference to him or about him on one of the panels that Walter, Berlanti, and Jim Lee were on.
Mm-hmm. I honestly don't know where. I want to trust in someone that says something, but I also, this is getting weird. It's if it doesn't lead anywhere, it does look bad on Ray eventually if it never leads anywhere. But this is, I could feel the pressure that they want to resolve this, and if you got it, I think he really revealed behind the scenes stuff they didn't want to say, like the DC president called you to try to get this, worked out, and he's like, nope. And that's maybe that's what really is not cooperating. The DC president calls you to say, okay, we're gonna make a statement on these two.
Yeah.
Jeff is still gonna be involved
to you,
right?
If we do X, Y, and Z, and Ray's like, no, that's not.
He revealed the behind the scenes stuff right before Fandom.
No information.
No, but he said, I got a call.
Yeah, I got a call. He said he name dropped. He didn't name drop Walter though. That's just odd to me. It's like the president of DC Films. Like, I mean, he's no problem with name dropping, Berg and Johns and good old boy Whedon. I wouldn't see why he wouldn't name drop.
They're throwing vague accusations back his way too. Like he's not cooperating. In what way? Is this the way he's not cooperating?
Well, he's not cooperating is a way for them to say something without saying something.
Yeah,
it's kind of like to paint him in a bad light kind of deal.
Yeah, like he's not cooperating because he didn't go along with the shit that they were trying to say. Hey, what if we did this? No, I don't want to do that. Walter.
Damage control.
He's not cooperating.
Yeah, exactly. That could mean anything. Just as much as this might not look good on Ray, it doesn't look good on them either. Like, he's not cooperating. Yeah. We got a call from DC president.
I think right now this situation here, I think Ray is putting it out there and sort of giving it a little bit of a public eye just to make sure that it doesn't get swept under the rug. Mm-hmm. Because that he doesn't really have I don't want to say a leg to stand on, but he doesn't have a huge platform to where this will kind of stay in the forefront for people. If this could easily get swept under the rug, they said, hey, you know what, this is how it is, and this is all we're going to do. They go to small claims court or some shit like that and settle on some agreement, and then you never hear from Ray again, and things in Hollywood just remain as they are. The casting couch is still more vibrant than ever, and whatever it is, I mean, I feel like he's trying to keep things in the limelight, and I feel like Warner Brothers or DC Films is trying to squash whatever it is before it gets out of hand.
Yeah, it really goes with the timeline of when this stuff is coming out. It really feels like they split it. Not only because there's too much content, because they wanted to get this handled and done with, and it's not. I think that my assuming is that's where he's not cooperating. He's not going to go with the flow just to just so it's going to make
just to appease them, to allow for them to keep their
Although if he goes this far down this road too, Ray has to eventually give some facts here. I mean,
he doesn't. He doesn't have to give you anything. Well, he doesn't have to give me anything. He only has to give the people that are involved, the attorneys, he doesn't have to. I mean, to be honest with you, none of this shit's our business.
Yeah. He's using social media though.
He is using social media, yes.
So there's an expectation that he's also going to use it to give facts.
There is an expectation, but that's an expectation that we are imposing on him.
Right.
That we are saying, we're going to hold you accountable.
If he keeps you, I agree with you there too, Ryan. But if he keeps going to the court of public opinion all the time, but never delivering anything else, and then just says this like constantly,
it will get to a situation where it's like the boy.
Okay, come on. Yes. Yeah. It's going to go. It can go that right. Yeah. I still want to believe in him. I still hope. I'm not against Jeff Johns either. I mean, I hope maybe I don't. Well, I know Angus is a big comics fan, so
I mean, I'm a big Green Lantern fan.
Yeah.
You know, I hope Berlanti doesn't fuck up the next Green Lantern series.
Yeah.
But this is Berlanti. So, and Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern was Berlanti. And so I don't, and CW is Berlanti. And I just don't have a whole lot.
In all their defenses with the Green Lantern film, I did like after I watched it, because I'm like, I came back. I didn't watch when it came out. I came back to it and rewatched it like a year ago, 2 years ago, and I'm like, they copied Iron Man, you know, with like the stall thing 4 years after Iron Man became a huge hit, and I'm like, what the hell? And there's so much like good stuff that feels very like good origin start to Green Lantern, and that was supposed to be the start of DCEU. I'm like, what happened with this? So Green Lantern and Ghost Rider, one of my favorite characters, they both are films that were on the shelf and tossed to different hands for like 20 years at their respective studios.
So like Ryan Reynolds said that, you know, what he signed on to do for Green Lantern wasn't what we saw on the screen. And so again, everybody keeps toting that like Warner Brothers is a director driven, and they've been fucking with films since Donner. That's why we got a Donner cut. You know, that's why we're talking about a Schumacher cut. That's why we're talking about a Snyder cut, an Ayer cut. You know, I mean, because Warner Brothers isn't a fucking director-driven studio. They put their hands in that shit all the damn time.
Dude, we never got the Justice League from George Miller in 08?
Yeah, exactly. George Miller.
Like, there's going to be two Batmans. People won't get it. And yet we got Suicide Squad. Don't know what's happening with Jared Leto. And then you get the Joker, and now you got probably another Joker with Matt Reeves if he ever brings him to the screen. And you got two Batmans on a Snyder cut, and then.
But the only reason why we have two Batmans is because of the bullshit that went down. See, they didn't. This isn't DC being bold. This isn't Warner Brothers being bold. They're a reactive company,
right? What
we can do now. The Batman was actually supposed to be what's his name? Ben Affleck's Batman. Mm-hmm. And he is he's a producer on Batman, just like Snyder. Snyder is also a producer of Matt Reeves' Batman. And so we weren't going to have, and now that they've announced Ben Affleck again is coming back for The Flash and some other things later on, we're going to have, and also Keaton's, going to be in The Flash as well. We're going to have multiple Batman on screen. You know, it was always taboo to have Batman like that's the reason why they had Green Arrow instead of Batman, because they couldn't have, they had what's his face, Christian Bale. They had Christian Bale on the big screen. Couldn't have a Batman on TV. Then after they did that, they were like, oh, we really need a Batman sort of S character. Oh, let's bring in Batwoman. So they did that. And that's why they've sort of gone down that way, because they were like, yeah, you're going to confuse the idiots that are out there, us, having a Batman in the movies and then a Batman on TV. Like, well, which one is which? I don't understand, So, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I see Warner Brothers DC Films as just a reactive company. They're not pioneering anything.
At least they're showing some confidence now
that we created, or that got created out of all the drama and conflict and bullshit that is still an issue over there.
Yeah. Well, Jeff Johns, like, he had, the resurgence of all these more obscure characters, or, redefining them, stuff, Shazam and all this, the new 52. He just did finally released the 3 Jokers, and I think it sold like 300,000 copies for the first issue at premium format. I'm going off of VBS's stream.
And you wonder why Walter wants to keep him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's on Stargirl, and he's part of TV.
People like Stargirl.
Well, Stargirl was modeled off of his sister.
Uh-huh.
And he actually did like one of those in memorandum or whatever at the end of Stargirl, the season finale, where he addressed this was for his sister or whatever. But yeah, I mean, he's a creative guy. He was just in a position that he shouldn't have been in. He had power. It went to his head. He acted like a dumbass, and unfortunately, you got to get your wrist slapped.
Phobic. I'm not clouded. My judgment's not clouded. I listen to him. I respect him as an actor. I hope what he's saying. I mean, it's it's hard because you don't hope what he's saying is true, but I tend to I don't believe everyone that says everything on social media, but I still listen.
See, the thing is
until I have a reason not to listen. Then.
Yeah, you don't want to just discount everybody that comes across like, oh, isn't it innocent until proven guilty?
Yeah.
And it's also the same thing when you have somebody come. Yeah, it's on both sides. I'm not
like I didn't say can't like and unfortunately Snyder Cut fans, some of them jumped on the bandwagon fire Jeff Johns, and I didn't jump on that.
I said, he should have his wrist slapped. If what has happened is true, then whatever consequences he created by his own actions, then he therefore owns that, and he has to pay his due. And then after that, go back to making 3 Jokers again, or whatever, Green Lantern or whatever it is, I mean, but if I say, if I do something to Max, then I'm liable for or then I'm responsible for the action that I just did. You don't just say, hey, because we have X amount of people watching the stream, you can come back on my show. You don't have to apologize or anything like that. You can just come back on the show. We'll just act like nothing happened. It shouldn't be like that. Because then again, later on, I could mistreat Max again because I know the consequences.
Why are you using this example? I don't like this example. All right. Well, it's unfortunate that it's still going. Like, I didn't want this to go this long either. Like, I'm upset that this is coming up again before another fandom. But it does seem like they're trying to wrap this up before next week.
If they leave Jeff Johns out of another DC
but you don't know he's full of it yet.
See,
that's your opinion. It's your opinion.
He's letting his non-fanboyism, skew his perception.
Yeah. Hey, Goldman, yo.
What
about Star Wars? What's going on with Star Wars right now?
Mandalorian? Come on now.
Yeah.
The Last Jedi Part 2?
No.
There's no trailer. Where's the trailer?
On Boyega getting mad.
No trailer. No trailer for Mandalorian season 2.
No trailer.
I was watching The Camper.
They'll come out with one though.
And he kept getting hung up on a word. They're releasing episodes. What's that mean? Probably the first 2 episodes at once.
I mean, just like I would think that they're doing just like The Boys. They released the first 3 of The Boys 2 days ago.
Yeah. Oh, I should be watching that instead of streaming right now. After Mulan, I want to play. I got also get Avengers game tomorrow. Angus, you have PS4?
Nah, I'm an Xbox One guy. I do want to get a PS4 maybe Christmas because I want to play God of War. I love God of War. And I love Vikings, so it's cool that they took them to that realm. But yeah, I'm boring, man. Like I haven't had internet for a while. That's another reason I haven't been streaming. And so I was stuck with like what games I already have downloaded on my Xbox to play for months. And so but I'm easily pleased. So like I love football, and the year of Madden I got is when the Philly won the Super Bowl. So I just I get deep in the franchise. I spend like 5 hours building a team, trading and stuff, picking up free agents, getting picks off of them and flipping them. I get deep in that, and I just always try to challenge myself to make the better team the next franchise season and stuff. And then I've been playing Assassin's Creed Origin, which for whatever reason I didn't stick to the first time. And God, it's so fun. I love when I used to play Oblivion, my sneak was like 99 in the first day because I'm always sneaky. I'm always like the bad guy stealing shit and stuff. And,
I'm going back to some older games. Like I ordered Spider-Man the Complete Edition and Horizon Zero Dawn because they have a sequel. And I might get PS5 because my laptop broke and I had a warranty, and they're like, here's the gift card. And I don't need the laptop anymore. I'm like, yes! If I could get PS5 at Best Buy. Yeah, holy cow! Angus is on the stream, Snow. It's been a while. Yeah, Angus is welcome. We don't talk about the Gate anymore. Actually, I've moved on from that. I don't even care anymore. I've lost interest.
You talking about the movie?
Comics Gate.
I
don't even honestly, Angus. I don't even care about that stuff anymore. Whatever. I more power to all of them. I know.
Dude,
I don't even know what's that.
Yeah, no, Kansuke's gotten wacky and stuff, but I'm
Yeah,
still part of
I
it.
just
And
lost
I actually
interest.
released my just released my poster campaign while I'm hammering out the first issue
Oh, okay.
script of Meth Gator.
Yeah, he has a. You could pimp your comic. He has a comic he's working on called Meth Gator.
Okay.
And people,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a few viewers here that might not know of your stuff, so go ahead, pimp it out.
Well, essentially, last year, I think in Tennessee there was a drug raid on a house, and some of the people were trying to flush their meth. And so the police, I don't know if they're being tongue in cheek or what, but they said, "Don't flush your meth; you'll make meth gators." That was the general gist of their post. So it was so wacky, and there was like this little cult of people on YouTube that making videos about it. Red Gay is one of them. And I happened to catch that video, and it just stuck with me. And I imagine like this kind of like Venom-esque or Hulk type of character. And the hindrance so was like, well, like if people were smoking meth, why aren't they turned? That was like what stopped me from right off the bat having the full-fledged comic idea. But I finally figured out like this kind of sci-fi explanation for this super meth, and it's gonna be part of the story. It's not just like TMNT where it's like the ooze and they never really explain it, but essentially Meth Gator is like TMNT meets Breaking Bad. It will be a bit more mature. Meth Gator is kind of like my favorite Marvel characters, anti-heroes, kind of loners like Venom, Hulk, Wolverine, maybe some hints of Ghost Rider. I'm hoping to do 4 issues over however long it takes. Right now I have a poster campaign because usually when you hire an artist for pages to push an Indiegogo, you need to get like 5 or more pages in a cover, and it's cheaper just to get cover artists, nickel and dime my way with some cover artists to do some posters. And hopefully one of the problems in Comicsgate has been fulfillment, so I'm trying to use this as like preliminary or secondary merch to build some trust with backers that they know, like, hey, Angus fulfills his campaigns, he sends it out right away, I got my merch, so yeah, let's back his comic that's higher priced. So that's kind of the whole gist of it, as well as hopefully trying to make a little bit of profit to go towards getting the quality first issue cover for the first issue campaign.
Here's his channel if you want to follow him, see what he's up to. I see you've done some more comic reviews, and then your latest video, John Boyega goes nuclear. On,
I was trying some,
clickbait.
Yeah,
Oh,
I say how I really feel about it, but I definitely tried the clickbait kind of like, oh my god, he nuked this thing,
Yeah, well, that's
John Boyega just took a huge shit on Lucasfilm. extra.
Well, I mean, now I did preview a video that
Kathleen Kennedy to clean up the mess. See how?
Yeah. I'm not going to do reaction to the Geeks and Gamers, but I was watching part of Jeremy's video. And he was saying how, this proves that we were right about the character. Always complaining about identity politics. They don't really care. They just put the character there and then push him to the side. He's not. Gives more.
He's not wrong, but they did that to all the characters, though.
Yeah.
They
wasn't just Finn that they did that to.
They actually did the reverse to Oscar Isaac's character. They're killing him. And then they said, let's keep him. So
yeah, Oscar is like, hey, can you keep me alive? And they just like, sure. And so when you hear that, and then you know what happened with when you hear that, and then
you got a nice cut.
Thanks.
What's the name? Mark Hamill. The only thing Mark Hamill fought for in development of Last Jedi was like, well, let me have a scene with C-3PO. It's like you're arguing about like,
yeah.
Oh, talking about John Boyega and all this that GQ interview.
Well, I'd like to hear Goldman's thoughts because you're a big sequel fan proponent. I like the character of Finn. I just don't think they fulfilled on the character.
So obviously, when it comes to like his whole little because the post, like he talked a lot about race and stuff. I don't really have anything to say about that. But when it comes to Star Wars, I agree with him that Finn was sidelined in The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. For me, with The Last Jedi so much. He did have a prominent role. It's just his
Odd.
storyline was not good at all.
Yes.
And Canto Bight was terrible.
Right.
And for me, in The Rise of Skywalker, he doesn't do anything useful at all. Like, he's just there.
Yeah.
So my confusion with John Boyega is
What's
in
a
that
new jacket.
I like the old jacket.
nice
I do like the haircut though. The thing with me is in his the article that was released, he talks about defending J.J. Abrams a lot, which I understand, and he kind of
that makes him say Ray!
and he kind of takes subtle shots at The Last Jedi, like he said something.
I was surprised by that too.
He said something like JJ wasn't even supposed to fix this shit, implying that there was a big mess with The Last Jedi, which is fine. But my confusion is I feel like with The Rise of Skywalker, JJ Abrams did Finn a lot more dirty than Rian Johnson did. And then he also made a comment about Finn or Rose and Poe being sidelined as well. When if you look at The Force Awakens, Poe wasn't a main character. Like, he wasn't part of a main trio. He has a very small role. And The Last Jedi really made Poe a more prominent character. And The Last Jedi also made Rose a character. And Poe had a significant role in The Rise of Skywalker, but Rose didn't. So again, that's on J.J. Abrams that Rose was sidelined. So it makes me think, why are you defending J.J. Abrams? Was this a decision by Disney to make Finn a smaller role, cut Rose's scenes? Because there were scenes between Rose and Rey. So I have questions. I'm not denouncing anything John Boyega says.
That's good questions. Was that on Abrams or why is he giving Abrams a pass? Abrams
was a producer on Last Jedi, so
not Last Jedi, because a lot of the sidelining that went on was in The Rise of Skywalker, which is JJ's movie. So, and he's going out lengths to defend J.J. Abrams, so it makes me question that.
Yeah, they actually had prominent roles in The Last Jedi. They just sucked.
Yeah.
The Canto Bight was a big sequence. It just was bad.
It was a big sequence. It was a big pile of donkey lips.
Yeah, so
in that moment, that awkward moment of Finn and Rose at the end of Last Jedi was really
I'm gonna ram my vehicle into your vehicle and maybe we won't die.
So but another, what was I gonna say? It's another thing. I definitely think that John Boyega really dislikes The Last Jedi, and this is just a side thing. But I watched this interview that he did. I think it was in the beginning of quarantine, and he was very positive about Star Wars. Like, he didn't express any of this negativity that he's been doing now. But he only, in that whole interview, he only talked about his experiences on episode 7 and 9 and didn't mention episode 8 once. Not once did he mention The Last Jedi.
The one thing that I think Ryan did do to him is he kind of ended his arc where there's nowhere else to go. It was with him confronting Phasma.
All of them.
Yeah, The Last Jedi is a very conclusive movie.
It was like they killed Snoke, and there's nothing left to do. And it was kind of the end.
You can still you can have arcs with a character in each movie. I mean, I think they give. I know everyone here might disagree with me, but I think they give Rey nice arcs in all 3 movies. Yeah. So I think they could have given Finn something to do in The Rise of Skywalker, and they didn't. I mean, it's like they had some ideas there. Like they attempted something with Janna about her being with the First Order. Like, that's a nice idea, and they just don't do anything, which is why.
Despite my like fandom of episode 7, especially like when it came out, I saw it 4 times. It was awesome. Finn's kind of stupid, because I was in the military, and for one, he's a janitor. And the first time they were like really show him in the comics, they give him his own story. He's using a mop and bucket for the First Order Starkiller base when like they have droids for everything. So this is stupid. You're trying to like make this make sense, but then
now was he in Stormtrooper garb with the they like, okay, the mission in the comic is like, all right,
Kylo Ren walks by, and him and this guy are like mopping the floor, and then like they go to attention with the mop bucket dripping, and then they're like, "Oh, we got a problem in our like sewers or whatever," and then they're like killing these freaking crazy Star Wars aliens in these sewers over that are killing people and stuff, and then like. There's this kind of like PETA ending where it's like, oh, we're gonna save these animals. And it's like what is this? But also being military, so, all right. So like you have specialized jobs, all right. Even if like, all right, we got these creatures in our sewer system, and you're a janitor, so this is part of your thing. You're not gonna put the janitor on a Black Ops mission that's like search and destroy Vietnam shit with like the top or second in command of your dark empire. So like none of that makes sense. And then they say like they kind of counter the Jedi order of like taking children from birth to not like let them be skewed by attachment. And this is all he knows. And then like that guy bleeds on his helmet. That's like his buddy in the lore. But then right away he's like plot, 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 fuck stormtroopers. Yeah, I'm resistant. Rebel scum. And the next day he's on the left side. Like, Rebel scum. What is going on?
I like the Force Awakens, but yeah, when he doesn't want to shoot, and then all of a sudden he's okay with shooting people he used to bunk with. That is kind of odd, yes. Like, I can't do it. I can't pull the trigger.
These are your brothers. Yeah! This is your family. This is all you know. But
he's
like, woo! We killed another one.
To be fair to the lore of the sequel trilogy, because I've consumed a decent amount of it. I agree with you. It's a little odd. But when it comes to the First Order, and this is just a light defense. Okay. Yeah, they had friends, like the guy that had the bloody hand on Finn's face. That was his squad mate, but they didn't really know each other. They didn't really know each other as people. Like they weren't even allowed to take off their helmets. So
how
if you're shooting
trooper, the one that was like traitor, how did he recognize Finn if they can't take off their helmets?
Yeah.
Shit.
Maybe recognize his voice. No, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Think it too hard for Star Wars.
You're faking.
No, that's a good point.
He's like traitor. He's like Christian. Is that you?
So the Mandalorian. I
can't wait for Baby Yoda to be outed as a clone for Palpatine.
Are they? So Goldman, you were in the comments saying they're still trying to cancel Rosario. They're still trying.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. On Twitter, like I follow a lot of the like the positive sequel era Twitter, and I see like this Rosario Dawson canceled like hashtag, and I'm just like,
what's
and this one.
Yeah.
So there was a court case where someone, I don't know what the relationship between the person and Rosario Dawson was, but there was a transgender person, I think a woman to a man, and they claimed that Rosario Dawson and her family, like, was it assault? They not just treated, but like really badly, like even some assault there. And there was a court case, and I believe there was no evidence to support this claim, and Rosario Dawson was found not guilty. But people are still trying to.
I didn't know it went that far that they already had.
I think there was a case.
I'm not sure. Okay.
So anyway, there was no evidence to support the claim that Rosario Dawson is transphobic at all. But Twitter cancel culture is everywhere. It's guilty before,
right?
Guilt until proven innocent.
And plus, there's reasons she didn't comment on it because there's a court case.
So cancel black women who have been acquitted of crime.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, that's people don't forgive people on Twitter because cancel culture is rampant nowadays.
It is. Like you've gone the safe way. Goldman, don't comment, get too much into it. It'll give you a headache. Both sides. I say both sides are crazy. Both sides are crazy. All right. I what else do we have to talk? Well, Mandalorian, when does that start?
October 30th.
30th?
All right.
Yep. Which is basically November.
I can't wait.
I heard
Mulan sucks, Goldman.
But we were talking to Richard, who is a stunt double like Batman, BBS, and
it's kind of clever
League and all that. And he also was in the Mandalorian, and he did some stunts there and all that. And he was saying that he believes, because he knows Pedro, and he's like, he believes that Pedro is kind of done with Mandalorian after season 2. He says,
really?
He can't see that he would come back for season 3.
Really?
Really?
They
I haven't
wrapped
heard that.
filming, so
That's an
they
exclusive.
finished that at the beginning of the year. So
You could have had an exclusive video, Ryan, with that. Exclusive.
yeah, but I mean, it was just rumor.
That's disappointing to
It's
hear.
just, it was just something that he said, a vibe that he got.
Just grains of salt, everywhere.
Yeah.
Grains
I mean,
of salt.
Mandalorian is wildly successful. I'm interested as to wonder why he would not be interested in the project anymore.
Don't think it would his motivation would be money.
I guess. I mean, it's a good story too.
Yeah.
But
We'll have to see how that goes. I that's not something I want to hear. I think.
Oh, there's Palpatine.
But
They tried to kill two characters.
That's what
I'm
we
just
can talk
saying,
about.
the
Is there too much?
rhinoceros
Is there
and
too much?
the lady.
Is there too much Yoda? Because they introduced his concept art for the High Republic series.
That looked like Samuel Jackson as Yoda.
I saw people saying that.
Oh, really?
I got
A
that
little bit.
with the eyes and the nose. I was like,
Oh,
that looks really-
Phobic's calling BS on your exclusive, Ryan.
It's hearsay.
I'm-
No,
I'm-
he's right.
I'm calling BS too.
Oh, okay.
I just find it hard to believe, but you never know.
I mean, it's possible.
Well, I mean, it would be easy to recast. I mean, what the hell? You can get it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was stunt people at the time, right?
Mhm.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's true. He could be like, no one's gonna say you can't recast
Yeah.
Mandalorian.
According to that lore, he can't take his mask off. So I mean,
Right.
Well,
I mean, he
he
did
did
once.
take his mask off in the last episode.
In front of a robot.
In front of the robot. But we saw his face though, right?
Star Wars is the safest
what's up,
production in COVID era. Everyone has masks and helmets. It's safe. It's safe.
Yeah, they make him wear a mask underneath the stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
Max, really quick. Did you ever see my fake Ryan Johnson video where I was like, he's getting his trilogy through The Mandalorian?
Oh, I watched it. I saw it and I didn't click on. I was like, "Damn you!"
Well, I used a bunch of plausible things, and then it's like, oh, Ryan Johnson's still like going to the sets of the Mando, so clearly he's got like a Lucasfilm pass for some reason. So I'm still waiting for him, to get the trilogy. It might just be.
I have to
episodes for some Disney
apologize.
Plus stuff.
I have to make an apology video if he ever gets his trilogy because I was one of the first ones to say it's never going to happen. And I said, I'll come and publicly apologize. I actually said before I'd delete my YouTube channel.
he'll take the L.
I said that. I said, if he ever gets a trilogy that's written and directed and shows the
All
trailer.
three?
Written and directed.
No, the first one.
At least the first one. Okay.
That I would
I'm
delete
gonna-
my
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Oh, really?
Although I don't want you to delete your channel.
Yeah, okay. People read the truth into that.
You'll be canceled.
You haven't been here a while. You want me to delete my channel?
Mad Max's canceled party. That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
When
party.
Ryan Johnson gets his trilogy.
Everybody bring a crow. We're
I
gonna eat
feel
it.
that strongly about it. I feel that strongly. I underestimate Kathy though. Woo, I underestimate her.
Yeah. I mean, 2021 can't get any sooner, right? And she's still there.
I mean,
Nobody's
but
firing her.
I don't think she's the same relevancy as she was before. Like she's there, but other people were, the Jon Favreau. Everything Jon Favreau touches moves forward. Everything she tries to get meetings and stuff stalls or flounders.
I don't know. I mean, I think that she was like spearheading the books, the Star Wars books to China or whatever, with a Chinese centric character or something. Isn't that still going on?
And they were
they
doing.
just hired for some female centric show.
You're talking about that the Weinstein assistant? Everyone's spinning that.
Yes. Harvey's secretary.
What's her name? Leslie Headland.
There you go.
She was for like under a year. His
It
secretary.
reminds me of Blazing Saddles.
And she's had success.
Eddie.
I mean, I'm not like a fan of her or anything, but she's had success on Netflix with the
She had
Russian
some
dolls and other stuff.
Yeah.
So she deserves her shot, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what's happened with that either.
We'll see.
The biggest thing for me is Mandalorian season 2 and Squadron's the game. I'm gonna
Comes out soon.
I have that pre-order.
Yeah, man.
What,
It's
4
all
weeks?
about Lego Star Wars.
Why does
So-
everyone care about Lego Star Wars?
I am so excited for Lego
Really?
Star Wars.
That
So
was one
much
of the
more than
first big
Squadrons.
games
Absolutely.
I got. It's one of the first big
Mhm.
games I got. Battlefront 2 and then Lego Star Wars 1 on PS2. I love those. And yeah, I can't wait to play the whole saga. 'Cause I never got to play episode 7 on Lego. And then they didn't do Last Jedi, which thankfully. I mean, I'll play it for the whole saga.
The game would have
sure.
glitched when you go on the Canto Bite mission. It's just like,
That'd be fun. I'm curious to see what that would be
what's
like.
wrong
The
with
Canto
the
Bite stuff.
I want to
Is-
see
is-
how if they update the pod race match
Oh,
on,
Absolutely.
on episode 1, because I love the pod race, you know. And I just started watching Harry Potter again. I'm like, how are people fans of Quidditch and they crap on pod racing? Like, it's so much.
pod racing
Exciting.
is
The pod racing scene was really
that
cool.
that video game, the Pod Racer, Star Wars Pod Racer. That was fun.
You all care. Geeks and Gamera Knucklehead made fun of her. Yeah, I gave up talking about Kathy. I couldn't stomach it anymore. I couldn't stomach making a Kathy or Ryan video anymore. Why am I talking about them now? I don't know. But I couldn't do a whole video. Dedicated. I'm like, if
They're
I
too much fun to
talk
talk about.
I'm gonna puke if I do a whole video of pop. Like I can't stomach it. I can't talk about stuff I don't care about anymore. I don't. All right, but other people can. That's the success. All
Max
right,
is going full Daniel Craig. He's like, I'd rather slit my wrists than make a Kathleen Kennedy video.
no, I would do the video first before that. But, yeah. I'm conflicted as hell because I'm not a boycotter anymore, Angus. I'm done. After this worldwide pandemic, people actually losing their jobs. I'm like, nah, I'm not going that far anymore. It's not worth it. Yeah. But I don't like Daniel Craig. Those comments.
That's my bond. That's my bond.
That's your bond. But the trailers look good. I didn't watch the new trailer yet.
Yeah,
I did watch the new trailer. It was kind of half good.
Half good.
Yeah. Some parts were cool. Some parts weren't that cool.
I did not watch the trailer, and I can't remember the last time I've seen a James Bond movie.
I don't know, man. After Spectre, I just don't know.
See, he's hot or cold. Like Casino Royale was great. The one after the what was it? Quantum of Solace stuff. The next one,
nah, man, that's his low point.
Skyfall was good. The next one,
Star Trek movies. The even ones are better.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think saying the odd ones are better.
Sorry, the odd ones.
The odd ones are better. Yes.
Rami Malek. I like Rami Malek. He's the villain.
I thought it was the even ones that were better.
Well, for Star Trek, it is.
For Star Trek, yeah.
I still think they're gonna kill him in this movie.
I think they are because they still have the new 00 lady,
and she's gonna become the 007. She's not gonna be James, but she's gonna take over the number. Yeah. I really think that
should be 00. Should be 008.
I don't know. Look at Mulan.
Infinity.
My problem with
Infinity.
This new Bond is it looks like a rehash of the Skyfall plot, where
really?
Skyfall was kind of like, Skyfall is kind of like Brett Favre, where it's like you're getting too old to play now. It's like your time as Bond as double is coming to an end. You can't shoot, you can't run as fast. All this, and you're kind of.
And they even had the old music, the old Bond music, in the trailer. So yeah, I mean, I got the Skyfall vibes.
Goldman, are you Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox.
Oh, all right.
There we go.
I have both. I gotta get Battlefront and I gotta get Squadrons crossplay.
I have very little interest in playing Battlefront these days.
What about Squadrons?
I'm definitely excited. I think Squadrons has a lot of potential. I hope there's a strong aspect with the competitive play, because that's what I really miss from. And that's what Battlefront 2 lacks, which is why I don't play it that much. Like, I like games where I can competitively play and strategize, and it looks like Squadrons can do that. And I hope it does.
Does Lego Star Wars have online?
You might be able to play with like a buddy.
Oh, okay.
And I know the Lego The Force Awakens one. You can play with one other person.
Well, here's some good news. Mario 3D All Stars. No one has.
Not Nintendo. Come on.
Not Nintendo.
What? I thought you're a man, Max.
I'm not.
Hey,
look at my.
I don't have any Nintendo products.
No Nintendo.
Nothing against them. I just don't. I don't get. I do love.
Brian's got a Switch in the house.
Yep.
I think is it Mad Matt's or yours?
It's mine. He bought it for me.
Oh, that's
just because it has that. We bought that game, Mario Maker.
Mario Maker. Yeah.
I just like making my own levels and playing. It was kind of like we used to play Halo, and we used to go into like creator mode or whatever, and we used to make like cheeses and shit, and it was pretty dope. I mean, I like building things and then playing them. That's always fun.
Phobic.
Like
Phobic.
Tony Hawk, create a skate park.
Don't be a consolist. That's what Tommy was trying to say that one time, and he came out really bad. He said gamers are. I'm not even going to go there. But no, Xbox isn't for losers. Xbox is really great with their Game Pass and backwards compatibility. Although I had a topic I was going to do separate. This was before they were, announced the trailer. 2020 is an epic fail. A lot of these video game systems, the new ones, they should have just delayed, like the Amico, because they're not. The PlayStation seems like the only one that's prepared, except they're going to be so limited. People aren't going to be able to get this holiday. It's a mess. Halo's delayed. There's nothing there for the Xbox launch if they do.
They should probably delay that. I might get it. I'm still debating on it though.
I mean, there's no reason to get it right now because you can upgrade for free unless you really want the highest. It's like, are you still throwing heat, Phobic?
No,
yeah,
he's
console-phobic. Said he's console-phobic.
Yeah, I like the PlayStation controller better, but I like the features of the Xbox with the backwards compatibility and the Game Pass. I love that Game Pass. I haven't really bought any games for the Xbox. I just keep playing the Game Pass games that come out.
Well, they got that hunting game on there. I love that game.
Hunting? Which one?
The Big Game Hunter, whatever the hell. I don't remember what it was called, but it's on Game Pass. It's all fun.
Oh, really? I'll check that out. I didn't get that one. Well, we might end the show soon. So if you have any questions for the panel before we go, except for Phobic, Michael S says Xbox is better.
I like that art.
You're getting
Michael
the new.
S, like that.
Yeah, you're getting the new Xbox as your first one.
Hell
you might
yeah.
even.
I got it.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say I've been playing. You're talking about Battlefront earlier. For a while I was binging the original Battlefront on old Xbox, and my son's like, "Let me play, Dad." He's 5, and I'm like, "Oh, he doesn't really know how to play games." But okay, whatever. It's an old Xbox, and man, he's getting good. Like he killed like 38 droids one game. I was
Awesome.
like, "Damn, he's getting good," because he still doesn't have good dexterity, and so he's 5, but he's getting good. He still kills his own guys and loses sometimes, but. He has fun overall. He's kind of a rage quitter though. Like he'll instead of just restarting the level, he'll just like restart the Xbox. I'm like, what are you doing? Just exit out. What are you doing? But
I mean, that's what I like about the Xbox. You could go and you could even pop. I have my old Battlefront, the original. I could pop in 1 and 2, and it's like the graphics look so much better because it does the. Yeah. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say I used to be a Battlefront 2 fan. Because you play Mustafar in episode 3 stuff, but it's not. I'm not a gamer, but it doesn't process well. Like you get too many characters in the screen, it just slows down.
I used to love jumping on Tatooine and just fighting with Darth Maul and jumping over the buildings and stuff.
Goldman, is Claude in the Lego Star Wars game?
I hope he is. I haven't seen anything on it. Imagine Claude just moves around really slow. I'd love that. Yeah. I've never played any of the original Battlefronts.
Ooh, oh, really?
My Star Wars gaming life is close to non-existent. The only Star Wars games I've played before the Disney acquisition was Lego Star Wars.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
Well, you have an Xbox. You should go scoop those up.
I know. I actually did play 6 months ago about a third of Republic Commando, and I just stopped.
Yeah, that one's not that great. Play KOTOR.
Everyone's telling me to play KOTOR, and I know I should. I don't know. I've been really busy these days anyway.
Yeah. Mike West, can you do binge buddies for hell? No, for hell on wheels. I'd be interested, but there's so much coming out right now that I want to see. I want to see Boys 2. I want to see season 2, and then I want to see Raised by Wolves, the Ridley Scott produced HBO Max series. There's so much I want to see right now. I just don't want to see Mulan, and I can watch Mulan again and again. Did you have you any interest in seeing that, Goldman?
No,
Mulan?
I'm not one to ever boycott movies, but I refuse to see any live action remakes of the cartoons.
Wow.
Wait, would you not watch a live action remake of Hercules? Because they could do so much more with a live action remake of that. That's the one I want to see.
I just don't care about seeing any of them. Like they're never better, and I feel like it's just a really cheap cash grab.
I like the Jungle Book
an expensive cash grab.
The Jungle Book is great.
I heard bad things about The Lion King, and it made like $1.6 billion. So
yeah, The Lion King is just boring.
There you go. Just like Mulan. Boring.
But it's not as bad as Mulan.
Question. Actually, so you guys think Mulan was bad? The new one.
Yes.
Oh, was Mulan a Mulan Sue, as the title of this video suggests? Or is that just
yes and no. Like, okay, there was a scene at the beginning that kind of gets you ready for the whole film, right? So she's chasing a chicken around this little area, and somehow she ends up on the roof, and it's like a 3-story structure. Mm-hmm. And they have like the roof tile or the roof shingles or whatever they are, like the clay, and so they kind of slip. So she slips and she like somehow flips and like grabs a stick and flips again, and she's like, okay, and everybody's like, oh, Mulan, you're whatever.
You're like, was this in Wuhan?
Huh?
Was this in Wuhan?
Wuhan. Yeah, it could have been. This could have been the start of COVID. This is how.
Oh no!
Pattinson, got the disease, and so Mulan killed Batman.
No.
Anyway, no. So she like does this pirouette and whatever, and the father's like, "I'm so proud of you," and everybody else is like, oh, she's such, she's so reckless or whatever, and it was just like the wire work was just so cringe.
It was generic wire work. It was like we've seen this better so many places.
Yes,
and
it didn't get better. The scenery was great. The costumes were great, but like her taking her dad's outfit, her dad's armor and the sword and all that. It was like a cheap one-off. Like she didn't even get suited up. You just kind of like you saw it, and then she's wearing it. And then she leaves.
It lacked emotional impact. Like the animated film did it so much better and gracefully and
no songs,
emotional.
It had the music in there, kind of tease you, like
not very little. Like,
and then they're like, "Nah, we ain't gonna do a song. This movie's boring."
Yeah, I have no interest in watching it. But speaking of Mary Sue's, I'm actually currently working on about a 2.5 hour long video as to why Rey is not a Mary Sue.
Oh,
so you're okay with her failing upwards? Like, how did you do that? I don't know. Like that was
watch my video and find out.
Yeah, 3 times in the Force Awakens, she didn't know why she failed upwards.
Yeah. Watch my video and find out.
I will.
Yeah,
I will do so.
I do like your Baby Yoga. Baby Yoda.
Baby yogurt.
Like a mega block or
it's Lego. I need to make the Mando one because it comes with
the toys.
I just got this. I thought it would be fun to build. I have a huge Lego collection back home, but not here. But I stopped buying. I stopped buying Legos. I love them so much, but they're way too expensive.
They are too expensive for what they are.
The Funko Pops.
Oh, look at that! Palpatine showing up again.
Enough with the
Palpatine. I will tell you this though.
I'm telling you,
Yoda. Am I the only one that's tired of the memes?
Yeah,
of Baby Yoda.
If I see another Baby Yoda meme where
it's wearing thin, it's wearing thin.
Like, come on, guys, this is retarded. Stop.
You know what they should do? Marvel Comics should do a crossover with Star Wars. They should do a Baby Yoda Venomized. That would sell well.
Ooh.
I don't know about that one. I don't know.
Force choking people left and right.
Yeah. Palpatine never looks so good.
Like Pump and Roy? What do you mean? Venomized.
Oh, this is a thing where like they would just have all these different characters, like Thanos venomized, Iron Man venomized, just
Yeah,
like
they do that, yeah.
A hulked out Baby Yoda with like tubes in him with steroids. Okay.
Or Baby Yoda as Green Goblin.
ooh, that'd be cool. Throwing
Yeah,
pumpkins.
I like Baby Yoda as Kermit the Frog.
Oh, yeah. Baby Yoda and Baby Kermit show. Come on.
Hey,
That-
hey
that's
Max,
money.
I'm about to head to bed. I know you're gonna end this soon. Could you check your DM? I sent you this is the newest poster for Meth Gator. I'm really excited about this one because it's like traditional pinup style art.
All right. Oh, that looks really good.
Yeah, I gotta get it inked in color, but he's almost done with it. He's been he's this Brazilian guy I found on DeviantArt, and he's just doing. He's blown me away. Like every guy that's helped me make
That looks
art
really
for Meth
good.
Gator.
Yeah, that looks really good. Good job. Yeah, go check them out for sure.
Dude,
That's
What else is
really
it?
good, yeah.
it looks awesome, man.
You drew that, or is that commissioned work?
No, it's one I commissioned.
Okay, yeah.
First
It's got a
comedy.
very
The artist-
like I want to say not gorilla, Killer Croc vibe
Yeah,
where he stole
definitely.
Lobo's belt.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I got the skull because I'm a Ghost Rider fan, so that's where that came from. But yeah, it's Meth Gator and his first issue love interest Shelby the hooker.
Okay. All right, that's interesting. All right, Phobic says Goldman versus Zebra Fett debate might be more interesting than Trump versus Biden. I really am not looking forward to the politics. I'm really not looking forward to these elections. Or oh my goodness, it's gonna get crazy. Oh man, I'm gonna come here to escape, and then Michael S is always gonna bring it up. See, he can't help himself. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, I love
I
it,
don't like-
Michael S. Hell yeah, Trump train, baby.
Oh no. Oh boy. I don't.
God, you know what's dangerous? I'm actually a little nervous about it now. So here at school, I have a few friends that are huge Trump supporters, and then I have a few friends that are huge not Trump supporters. Because there's not really any Joe Biden supporters, so they're really anti-Trump.
They're just anti.
That was great, Goldman. There's
It's
not
true.
really any Biden.
No, it's
No one
very
likes
true.
Biden.
There's just Trump and anti-Trump.
But anyway, so what we're doing is on election night, I'm having them all over. And
Oh,
we're having a drinking game where we have a list of states that we think obviously are going to go each way, and then for every swing state, if whichever way it goes, like the losing side has to take drinks. So we'll see how much fun that'll be. So by the end of the night, we'll probably all be
That
hammered.
sounds like a good
Not only will they
time.
be bitter and
I think I have a prediction. It's gonna be absolute mess. You're not even gonna know the first night. There's gonna be like, mail in, all this other stuff. People couldn't get there. Oh my god!
Of course they're going to sensationalize it. That's kind of the norm these days.
I'm just saying on both sides, it's gonna be crazy.
they're priming the pump already.
Yeah, it's already preparing for. There's going to be problems. We're not going to know for sure the first night. We're going to have to. If it's close, can you imagine if it's close? Oh my god!
I hope
I'm probably going to stay off Twitter.
That'd
like
make for good TV if it were close, right?
What?
I said that'd make it for good TV if it were close.
What is this, a sports game?
It is all.
Yeah,
It's
sensational.
Yes, it is. It is sports.
It's all fake. It's all fake bullshit anyway. So.
Trump's at the 45, the 40, the 35, the 30, 25. He's going all the way.
Pretty much. Are you? Do we have a pundit on here? Is this a Fox pundit?
The score is tied 250-250. Who will break 270 first?
Oh boy. What you said was like a revealing thing, though, Goldman. No one's really a Biden supporter. You just
true.
It's Trump or against Trump. That's the problem. That can be a problem for them for sure.
No, so you got this drinking game for the swing states. My thing that I'll probably make a poll or something on Twitter is how many shootings at voting booths will there be?
Oh
And
no,
how they
that's gross.
sensationalize it.
Wow, that
No, I
this
really
is
think
turning
I really think
morbid.
there's going to be
I
there's
I
going
don't
to
think
be
I
there's
would
going to be
drink towards that.
shootings. There's going to be shootings or
I
attempted.
drink through
There's going to be
that.
some
You know?
sort of
Oh,
violence. They're going to sensationalize either.
I don't like that.
It's like your what is it? Adopt, abort.
No,
abandon.
don't bring that up. That was I got problems for that. I got problems for that.
That was great,
Nah.
man. That was fun.
Uh,
But no, I
Uh,
legitimately think there's going to be
we
some
hope
shootings
not.
or
We hope not.
attempted
No.
where they're going to sensationalize like, oh, the violent Trumpers are trying to stop voters, or they'll spin it the other way where
Well,
it's going to happen.
I this is where I'm like, this is why I don't talk about this stuff. Thanks, Angus. Go check him out for Meth Gator. All right. What else did I have? That's about, boy, what a way to end the show. All right, let's see what Phobic.
Hey, it's been fun. Hey, Max, link me to all these guys' channels so I can watch the content. Appreciate hanging out with y'all.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This panel and what we talked about. Yeah, check out Meth Gator, check out my channel. I appreciate it. Hanging out. I'll have to talk to you all later. Good night, all. Good night,
All
chat.
right, good night. Good night, Angus. Thanks for leaving it hot when he goes out. All right. Well, I am looking. That's going to be a big video, Goldman, the Mary Sue
is.
one.
I've been spending
two-
a lot
did
of
you
time.
say- you said 2 hours or something?
But right now, I'm not done with it. But it's gonna be about 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Jeez, that's
That's
longer
like
than
a-
the movie.
It's like episode 10.
Yeah, it's like
So I used my schedule this summer was making like 3 videos a week. Each video was about maybe like 8 or 7 minutes, and then like I took a week off, and I was like, all right, this is a video I really want to make. And I was writing it, and I didn't know how long it would be, but I have so many ideas, and this is something I've been passionate about since The Force Awakens came out. And then I looked at my script, if you will, and I did the math, and it was like, wow, this is going to be about 2.5 hours to 3 hours. So it's taken me a while. So I'm looking forward to when it comes out. Hopefully it does well.
I got to get back into your vids. I've been like,
Well, I haven't been uploading.
No, I've just been out of the Star Wars for a while. I've just been giving it a break. I was going hard on the DC.
Understandable.
Just until there's something new to talk about.
yeah.
Hopefully October will be good.
Yeah, for sure.
I just hope they make some of those announcements that would have been made at Celebration.
Yeah, that's true. They're not announcing anything. Like DC did its own thing, and they went out of Comic-Con and they made an event out of
Disney
it.
and Marvel have been just
It wasn't
Disney-
wasn't fandom like really successful? Like a lot of people tuned in.
But Disney's like, we're not doing anything for free. You have to pay to go to a convention. They're not releasing.
and so DC's coming back again on the 12th with another fandom.
Oh, did you also hear Star Trek's doing one too?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, Star Trek.
Lucasfilm should take notes.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Does anyone care? No, I'm sorry. Sorry, Brian.
Well, no, I
I don't care.
Anybody
No,
can
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Especially with the new Star Trek that's come out, most people don't like it anymore. Which, hey, whatever, more for me. But no, September 8th, they're doing a bunch of panels. They're having
That's
a
cool.
D9 panel with a bunch of the actors. So I'm really looking forward to that one. Will Wheaton's hosting it, so it depends on what your opinion is on the guy. But Wesley Crusher, man, Wesley Crusher.
Yeah, that's cool. I hope they do. I hope they have something announced. Like, are they going to do another Star Trek movie or?
I don't think so. I think they're gonna stick with the television shows for right now, which is fine by me because right now, 5 episodes into Lower Decks, freaking love it, man. It just keeps getting better.
Yeah, I want to watch that show. Oh man, Goldman. Before we end, sad news about Avatar: The Last Airbender Netflix TV live action.
What about the creators leaving?
Yeah, it's their second chance at this, and it's going south again. I mean, maybe they'll hit it out of the park without him. I don't know. You have your hope.
I don't particularly care as much for the live action adaptation. I don't like adaptations anyway. It's one thing if it's a book to a movie, but you're making a show into a show, just live action. And the animated show is perfect. Like I'm rewatching it again because I love it that much, and I'll probably watch Legend of Korra, which I think is wildly underrated.
Oh yeah, I think it might be better.
I'm not sure if better, but I definitely love both shows very much.
I think
but yeah.
it would be easier to transition Legend of Korra to live action than
Korra's not as popular. It's pretty divisive.
Yeah.
A lot of the Avatar fans don't like Korra.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of I joined recently the Legend of Korra subreddit, and they talk about all the time how there's a lot of Korra hate. They even call Korra a Mary Sue.
Oh,
Um,
Korra Sue.
which is ironic, but anyway. Yeah, so I'm not that involved in the Avatar fandom because I just got into it a few months ago. But I love both shows. I hope the live action show is good. I'll probably watch it when it comes out. But if it sucks, it sucks.
Oh, would it?
I'll be on.
Okay. The last thing before we go, because I'm sorry to keep asking you questions, but it's been a while.
No, no worries. I like talking.
DC fandom. What did you think of the Snyder Cut trailer and the Batman trailer? And then we'll end the show. And then
I'm really looking forward to both. I'm not I liked Man of Steel. Wasn't the biggest Batman v Superman fan. I thought the Justice League was god awful. So I'm looking for. Most of my excitement for the Snyder Cut is just me being happy for the people that have been wanting it all this time. So as someone who can get frustrated with not having production messing up with creators, I can understand, and I'm happy that they're getting that, especially a 4-hour version. That's an ultimate supercut. So I'm really happy that you guys are getting that.
It's gonna be really, really cool.
The thing they said is that it's gonna be in 4 parts or something.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what? I might wait until because I think they said there's gonna be
parts, and then they're gonna show it in theaters, select theaters.
Oh, so I actually might wait then and just watch the whole thing because I prefer to watch it as a movie. I've been watching the trailer a lot. I really like the Hallelujah song. So
he does good trailers.
And for the Batman, I'm looking forward to it. I don't really get super hyped for the for superhero movies. I go see most of them, but it's not something like Star Wars I think about on almost a daily basis. It looks good. I'm really looking forward to it. I do like how the Batman does seem to be a little darker like the Joker was, so I'm looking forward to that. And also I love the new Planet of the Apes trilogy a lot. Yeah. And those are Matt Reeves films, so I'm definitely looking forward to this.
Yeah, the last two are his.
And besides that, I don't care about any of the shows or the cartoons or the comics, so those are the two things only. Oh, and there's Wonder Woman, but I'm excited for that anyway. They didn't need to make another trailer.
Everyone always gives Matt Reeves credit for the trilogy, and I really like the trilogy as a whole too. But I still think my favorite's Rise, the first one.
The first one,
Caesar.
I haven't seen them in a long time.
I really like that.
Hey, who directed that one?
I don't know. I have to go back.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I mean, but the other two are really good.
Yeah, they're good films. But
Disney also plans. They said they're gonna do sequels to this trilogy. They're gonna continue and not gonna be reboot. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I think they shouldn't touch it for a while.
Because it's funny because the newest trilogy, because there's 5 original films.
Was the director?
I don't know what else he did.
Well, anyway, there's 5 original Planet of the Apes movies, back in the 70s and 80s, I think, and the first one was in the 60s, I believe. Anyway, and Rise of the Planet of the Apes is similar to the 4th of the original movies. So the new trilogy was kind of a very light reboot of the end of the original 5 series. So I wonder, because in the original 5 movies, they go back in time after the 3rd one or after the 2nd one. So I wonder if they're going to try to, in some sense, reboot the classic Planet of the Apes where, the apes are the dominating race. And then there's that one man that comes.
They went that route. Yeah.
And hopefully it won't be as bad as the Mark Wahlberg one, but.
Well, that was because of Tim Burton
and Amber Heard. That's where Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. That's how they met through Tim Burton, and she was on Planet of the Apes. See that movie is bad on so many reasons. I don't know.
But I'd be looking forward to more Planet of the Apes movies.
Oh, really?
Andy Serkis probably wouldn't be involved. I mean,
right.
Yeah, I would hope that they would find somebody else. I mean, he's getting old too. He's getting old.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, support Depp. Okay. I don't. I mean, I do support him, but I don't know if he's completely innocent either. I just don't follow that mess.
Yeah, I don't
want to.
I have a question. Does it bother you guys at all that Amber Heard is still in Justice League?
I think it's gonna bother a lot of people.
No,
Oh, you
she
mean
had already
Justice
shot the
League.
film.
No,
She
no,
shot the movie,
not
she's in
that.
it, whatever.
Not Snyder Cut. I meant
Yeah.
Sorry, I got confused. I heard news that she's still in. She's still in
Aquaman 2?
consideration for Aquaman
Aquaman
2,
2.
and I think
Okay.
that people are gonna have a
Okay.
problem with.
Aquaman 2, yeah. I mean, hey, if there's something there that like, she shouldn't be acting anymore, because of whatever, is found out and whatever's real or whatever, then yeah, I mean, like I was saying I had a stream the other day with Zodwriter, and we were talking about how actors should be replaceable. They are actors. They're people who are paid to play or pretend to be somebody else. Like, if in the case of Brandon Lee, Carrie Fisher, or somebody else that dies during production, then you kind of the guy from Fast and Furious. Then
Paul Walker.
It's cool if you kind of manipulate it and sort of finish their performance. Same thing with Heath Ledger when they had Depp come in and do the Imaginarium thing. It's fine to finish a performance, but after that, if they pass on or whatever, like Carrie should have been recast for episode 9. Somebody, because she's not larger than Princess Leia. Princess Leia should be larger than her. And if they want to reboot the Star Wars franchise or whatever with different actors and crap, then so be it. Nobody, Mark Hamill's not larger than Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker is larger. Same thing with Batman. Batman is larger than Clooney, Adam West, Keaton, Ben Affleck, Robert Pattinson. It's a big character. These actors don't own the damn characters. So, for them to reboot or continue with a different actor.
I see your point there, but I don't completely agree. Like Star Wars is
your whole
their characters in Star Wars or Batman in James Bond are a little different thing. There's been so many versions of them.
But that's only because there's been so many versions of them. So if they started making so many versions of Star Wars, you would then be conditioned like you are for Bond and like you are for Batman.
Well, let's hope they never make new. I think if they ever rebooted Star Wars, like they decided to remake Episode 4, I might honestly not see it.
But I mean,
Like,
again,
that would
like I
piss
said,
me off.
you're young, and unfortunately, Max is super old. But you guys have, and we, as a society, we've all been conditioned to say this. This belongs to this person. No one else can be this character. So the character dies with the person. And so therefore you can no longer have good content or new stories or a fresh perspective on that character, or a fresh take on that character because these people are dead. Like if Mark Hamill had died before they shot episode 7, but they had this huge arc for Luke Skywalker, and it was so amazing and blah 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 and whatever.
Like The Last Jedi?
No. Then would they have come back in and said, okay, we're just going to give somebody else the role of Luke and let him, be, running around as Luke Skywalker? Or would they have just scrapped the whole series because, oh no, we can't replace, Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker, so let's scrap the whole damn thing. Or let's write out his character completely, even though we saw him at the end of episode 7, with the, with that ever so, gazing look on his face, confused, upset. I don't know what it was. But if that's how Star Wars Episode 7 had ended, and Star Wars Episode 8 started up again, but without Mark because he's passed away, I mean, would some people would have lost their shit, and some people would have been like, show must go on,
So do you think that if they do Black Panther 2, do you think they should recast the character?
I think they should. I don't believe that Chadwick, unfortunate for him, he's a good actor. He passed away. It's something that happens. He had cancer, and it ended his life. I say, we mourn him. We don't jump the gun and say, okay, let's cast, who's Black Panther. Let's get let's get started production right now, and make the film, then I think that's not honoring him as an actor, who played the role or whatever. But I say yes, if you're going to go ahead and move forward and you have a script, and you have the script of Black Panther has T'Challa in there, and it's a good script, it's a good story,
which he does. Brian Coogler said he has,
as in his place. But at the beginning of the movie, put in memory of Chadwick Boseman, and then here we go. Here's a different actor that's playing the role, and he's playing this version of Black Panther in a good story and a good script, and hopefully it's well received by the public.
See, I don't want them to recast them, but I see your point though. I see your point though, but yeah, because
let's just say
he has it already written with.
Let's just say, for example, because they did the same thing, and it ruined Nolan's Batman trilogy, because the third film was weak as shit. It was a horrible. It wasn't as good as the other ones. It was the weakest Joker. So let's just say that you have this new Robert Pattinson movie, and the thing is great, right? It's a great movie. They have a great trilogy planned out, right? Let's just say that this COVID thing, he gets it again, because it's not one and done. It's not like the fucking chicken pox. So in a couple of years or whatever, it comes around, he gets it again, and he actually passes this time. His respiratory system isn't what it used to be or whatever, and he passes from it, right? Well, let's just say that they have the script, they have everybody else, Colin Farrell, Andy Serkis, everybody's like ready to go, and he passes. Do they scrap the Batman movie, even though they've announced like, hey, we're continuing on with this thing? Or do they recast Batman? They've recast Batman in the past. They have so many people that have portrayed the character of Batman. What is the issue with holding on to something or pretending that something is sacred ground that should never be trounced upon? It's silly.
Why do you bring up the Dark Knight trilogy?
Because the Dark Knight trilogy, Heath Ledger passed away, and so they did not bring in Johnny Depp. Where they did bring in Johnny Depp, I think Johnny Depp could have done a really good
and people didn't
impersonation or a rendition of the Joker for what. See, Christopher Nolan had plans for the Joker for Part 3. He couldn't, and he changed his he changed his story to fit this crazy ass Bane shit. That it was a subpar story. It wasn't as good, and that is the weakest of the three. Like if anybody comes and says that The Dark Knight Rises was better than, then they are lying to themselves. Because The Dark Knight was the better film. Batman Begins was the best of the three because that one actually had a great story. And Nolan phoned it in for The Dark Knight Rises, man.
Yeah, he did.
He definitely did. He lost a little bit of fervor for it because of the death of Heath Ledger, and he was like, well, shit, we can't really do anything. And they gave him an Oscar and all this other crap. And so what they should have done is said, hey, Johnny, come in here. We've got this, I got this great story. I got a great script that's already ready. Jonathan, is a great writer. He gave you some great dialogue because he did really fantastic dialogue for the Joker. And here's Tom Waits. Here's the musician that Heath Ledger got his cues from. This is who he based the Joker off from. So go ahead and study this guy's mannerisms and cadence and everything, and look at Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker, and then come in and give you your best performance here in this script that we've already made. That is a phenomenal film. We just haven't shot it yet. It would have been a great ending, or it would have been a great third movie in that franchise. But because they were like, oh, he had an Oscar, let's not cast anybody else, let's rewrite this, let's rework it, much like they did with the Last Jedi, or not the Last Jedi, I'm sorry, with the Rise of Skywalker. They were like, how do we ride around Carrie? Can't do anything. Oh well, it's going to cripple us. It got the same damn treatment. So just because somebody passes away, passing away is it's a fucking. We're all dying.
Part of life.
We're close to death. We're closer to death today than we were yesterday. We're all gonna die. We're none of us are immortal. The only way that you can actually go forward and have this is if you just have like CG people now, you know, and that's your movie, you know, kind of like, you know, you take mocap of people and you get their facial expressions and all the deep fake shit. You just get another actor in there, but you superimpose the person that the likeness that you purchased from this person or whatever. They've passed away. You get a voice actor to come in who sounds similar to the person that has passed away, and you continue the character because that character is a fake character now. It's a CG person, and you can use them as many times for as many different mediums, as many different stories.
And Agent Smith, basically.
Yeah, and you never have to worry about aging. Or if you do want to do aging, all you have to do is just say, "Hey, actor, if you're still there, or still alive, or whatever, you know, you have." Kind of like child actors that kind of grow up in the industry, you have different periods of photographs or whatever, so you can have it to where, you know, kind of like the Benjamin Buttons or whatever. You can have them to where you see him as a young child, you see him as a middle-aged person, you see him as an adult, you see him as an elderly, you know, individual or whatever, and you can have more. You know, I mean, it's endless, it's boundless. I love your background. But I just think that's the only way that you can go and say, hey, you know what, this is a character that we created, and you know, we're going to continue using this likeness. But if that's not the case, if a real person actually passes away, it should be okay that they get recast by someone.
You have a strong argument. I'm not 100% sold, but you're a strong argument.
I think the Dark Knight situation is a little different because, according to what I'm reading, there was no script for The Dark Knight Rises written.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have an idea,
he had an outline. He had his story.
That's true, but it's not like
to say that he had a treatment.
I don't think
to say that he didn't have the script. That's fine. You know, that's meaning there's no dialogue. Oh, okay, but that doesn't change the story arc. That doesn't change. You know, the overall direction that he wanted to originally take.
All right,
but it's not like the Dark Knight ended and there were burning questions as to what would happen with the Joker. I mean, he went to prison, and that's it. Like, for me at least, I feel like they could have made an excellent third movie, not had the Joker in it.
Okay,
I agree with you on that point. I agree with you completely on that point. And they didn't. They didn't have.
But I don't think that was because there was no Joker. I just think it was not a good movie.
I think that Nolan was burnt on the franchise, number one, because he didn't want to get giant. I don't want to say typecast, but he didn't want to get stifled. The studio was pushing him to do more, and he just lost his fervor. And I think that Heath's passing actually did contribute to that. Maybe not. Completely 100%, but it had to have some impact on him.
Well, let's be real. If he was alive, there was no way that Joker would have been in the third movie.
Well, no, he had spoken to Heath about doing multiple films, multiple appearances. So that was something that was widely known at that time. That, you know, he was signed on for multiple films. It wasn't a one-off. So, but yeah, no, they didn't have a script and everything. They just didn't really have a good idea when they brought this weird being into existence.
This is great conversation, but we've also been going 2 hours, and I didn't watch The Boys yet. So
I gotta start watching that.
It's time.
You don't watch season 1 yet?
Oh no, I watched season 1. I gotta start watching season 2 because it just came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about Raised by Wolves? Anyone's gonna watch that?
I have no interest in that.
Yeah, I don't watch many shows anyway.
Oh, thanks a lot, everyone. What about you, Brian, master of watching it?
Yeah, you know.
Oh, thanks, Sickness. Oh, what did you say, Brian?
I said I'll check it out eventually.
Eventually. Goodbye. Bye, everyone. I got no friends left. I'll watch it my damn self. Bye. Go check out Goldman's channel. Go check out Brian Master Madness, and go check out Zeverfeld. Zeverfeld. Borg gets here right at the end. I love his name, Borg. Raised by Wolves is crazy. See?
Uh-oh. Well, you can't watch it now. It's crazy.
That just makes me want to watch it more. It's got to be better than
Old Man
Mulan.
looks like a young Leonardo DiCaprio.
What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, the whole season? The whole season of The Boys, season 2 is out, right? That's how Amazon does it.
Yeah.
Ugh,
I think
No,
so.
at first on Thursday they dropped the first 3 episodes, but now yes, the whole season is out. But
that's
yeah.
dangerous for me. Maybe I'll wait.
I don't like I don't like dropping it all at once now. I like the week to week.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so much now. Back when Netflix was the only game in town. Yeah.
I don't know when I was doing that for Stargirl and I was watching it week to week, it almost felt like a job because
I think it depends on the
I
show.
I was like, oh God, I gotta. Okay, here it's Monday again. It's, so let me watch it and then let me go review it. I can't do anything else because I've got to get this review done. So I was like, I lost a little bit of I don't know, my fervor for it. My passion.
Stranger Things is fun to binge. Yeah, that's a good binger. All right. I'm really going to end it. You guys keep distracting me. I got to go watch The Boys.
You didn't
It's
find
late,
it?
man.
I gotta
Go to
watch
sleep.
You didn't find it odd that
I got to
that
watch Raised by
nobody
Wolves without my boys because no one wants to watch it.
that nobody saw Mulan and it was like, oh, that's a girl.
Oh,
She was
yeah.
making out.
It was very obvious in this one.
Yes. It was
The
like,
animation did it a
you
little
guys
bit
aren't even
better.
trying. Like, are we to expect that these males that were in the army with her were just idiots?
Well, I mean, you kind of do with that with Superman and Clark with the glasses. Oh, you're completely
She
different.
didn't have prescription glasses.
No, she should have wore glasses.
She wore glasses. That would have made more sense than what they did.
All right, bye everyone for real. Bye.
Good night.
See you. Well, I will say goodbye for off air, but bye
Yeah.
viewers.